So we are currently at the Westcott Park, which is in Carolina, and it happens to be one of the biggest parks that I have ever come across in my many travels throughout the US. This park has 4 ball fields, including a children's area, playground, swing set, slides that are around the back, and there's also a dog park, so an area designated just for pets, which I think is really cute. People were asking me online to go more into detail about my experience with soft white underbelly. Some people thought I was lying, some people thought I was exaggerating, and so ultimately I put my comments on silent, because at that time I wasn't looking to go viral or looking for popularity. I just wanted to vent, and I just wanted to be heard, which for me is very therapeutic, just given all the trauma that I've experienced throughout my life. But to go a bit more into my past, I was a runaway youth. I was being sexually abused by my mother's boyfriend when I was 15 years old. I eventually ran away, or more or less my mother kicked me out, because at that time our bond, our maternal bond between mother and daughter had been broken. The trust was gone, and so we just couldn't stand each other anymore. So I ended up running away. My mom also was trying to kick me out. And from there, pimps. I was kidnapped by a group of pimps. And at the time, I didn't view it as a kidnapping. I didn't view it as me being lured into trafficking, or that I was a victim. They made me believe that they were my family and that I could trust them, and that if I loved them and I cared about them, that I would do these things. So between the ages of 15 to about 24, I had been raped and sexually assaulted a few hundred times by various people, different people. Whoever was willing to pay these pimps, I would be bought off to, traded away like merchandise. And it wasn't until I was 24 years old and I got busted during an undercover raid for prostitution, and it actually gave me some time to sit in jail and reflect about my life and the people who I thought were my family, thought were my friends, and how in the end they never faced any consequences or penalties for what they did to me and to other young girls. They got away while I was left with the baggage, the stigma, being ostracized. I had to deal with all of that. Not to mention the physical aspect that it had on my body. I was 24 years old, and my sexuality was it was so out of the norm. At the age of 24 years old, I should have been dating. I should have been finishing up a master's degree and living my life, exploring who I was as a person. But instead, those years were taken away from me. And so now, almost 10 years later, I'm in my 30s, and I'm starting my life all over. Reinventing, getting to know who I am, discovering the things I like and I dislike, and dating for the first time. Like me dating within the last 5 to 10 years, it's a brand new experience for me, because I'm entering into a time where the dating market has changed so much. The expectations and the desirability, the standards of what's deemed a suitable woman for marriage. And I ask myself every day if I qualify for that. But what I've realized is that this is my journey. And due to all of the trauma that I've experienced, I get to determine how I live my life, who I choose to befriend, who I choose to trust. I deserve to have boundaries, which is something I knew nothing about and was never taught when I was younger. I deserve the opportunity to start over and to rediscover who I am as a person and how my story can help other people. If I were to have a goal right now in 2025, and with the birth of my new YouTube channel, it would be to help others. Help others in a similar situation. Help others who also felt hopeless and felt like they were ostracized and used up and had no place. Through hearing each other's stories and sharing each other's experiences, I believe we can find inspiration in that. And we can also find hope, and we can also branch out to help others. Like a gift that keeps on giving, to restore and to give faith to those once lost.